when we left, we were on the soils map, and I told you we were going to take a look at the Soil Data Explorer. So here we are. I went ahead and clicked on that tab because it's going to take just a few seconds to load. So we're going to give that a second to load up here. So when we click on the tab, nothing changes. We still got our area of interest. We still have our soil types and the identifying code in there. But over here in the left-hand column, we have a variety of areas that we can look at to explore the soil. And this particular tab is suitabilities and limitations for use. Then the other tabs are soil properties and qualities and ecological site assessment, soil reports. So there's several different tabs there that we can click on. I'm just going to focus on where I think the most usable information is. And you can experiment and play with these when you want to at a later date. But let's go down here to water management. This is an area that might be of interest to some people. And let's say I'm looking at, I want to build a pond and I want to figure out where might be a good place to do that. So you have several choices here, but you see one down here is pond reservoir areas. So let's just click on that one. And then that opens up an area here that we have an opportunity to load in a bunch of stuff. I'm going to deselect some of these things just so hopefully it'll load a little bit quicker here. And then I'm going to click on view rating and it's going to make us a new map. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's see what we come up with after this new map loads. So I might point out that over here, these areas where the check marks are, where you either select or deselect those, that's information that's all going to show up in your final printed report that you generate, and I'm going to show you how to do here in just a minute. But so if you think you want that information, go ahead and click those boxes. It won't have much effect on what's going on. But generally speaking here, what we're looking at is the areas that are in green. There are no limitations, meaning you can build a pond there and not be concerned about anything. The areas in yellow have some limitations. And there are better descriptions of that in the information that you're going to get in the report. But here we can see somewhat limited. We have 116.7 acres, and then we have basically 53 acres not limited. So this could be helpful in helping you decide where to build a pond if you were looking at doing something like that. So let's go ahead and look at some other factors here. We'll scroll back up and let's look at some ecological site assessment and see what that might tell us. So when you click on that tab, here's what pops up, and then you have a little window over here to make some selections. Your basic options are either rangeland or forest land. In this case, we have both woods and rangeland, but in a historical perspective, the majority of that area was rangeland, so that would be the qualifier we would use. If you were in a wooded area, then you would select forest land. There may be some other options available out there in other parts of the country. I don't know. I've not dealt with those here, so there may be some other items that show up in that drop-down menu. But select one and go ahead and click View so it can generate that map. And play around with it. If rangeland doesn't catch the information that you're looking for, or it comes back with not much information there, then try forest land and see what you end up with. Okay, so this property is really a pretty good example to show you what happens when there's a mixture of rangeland and forest land on your property. Each one of these soil types has been assigned a dominant ecological site classification. Everything that's in this bluish color is all one ecological type. The green is all another, the red, the brown, and then this kind of purple. So, and those breakdowns are over here. If you want additional information, let's say this Clay Pan Summit Prairie, you can click on that and it says no plant community data available. Evidently the NRCS hasn't had an opportunity to gather that information in here yet, but up here on Clay Lowland, you click on that and there's a whole series of information in here that you can click on, and it will provide you information related to your soils map. But I want to scroll down and let's keep in mind this soil type right here, this 187. And we scroll down and we look at our map unit symbols and we look at this 187 and there's no ecological site description. We have ecological site descriptions for all these others. Well, the reason for that is that's considered forest land. So we don't have a rangeland site description for that. So those areas that don't have one associated are forest land. So you go back to your map, you click on forest land, and then we view ecological site information, and we'll see what comes up. So now when we click on that, we have this information here that is all forest land type areas. So we've got that covered. So between rangeland and forest land, we should be able to come up with everything that you're looking for in terms of your ecological site descriptions. Again, we can scroll down here and we can see a breakout on those. Again, these are the scientific names of the representative vegetation that would have been there historically. And that's helpful in planning when you're deciding what kind of plants to put in what locations and that type of thing. So if you want this information as part of your soil report with this map, you come up here and you click on Add to Shopping Cart. It'll ask you for a subtitle. Put that in if you want. If not, no harm done.